If you were to put together experts on gun violence and start to rank the things that could deal with it, forget about the top 20 or 30. They're not gonna happen because the NRA controls all the people with the power to do something about it. But if you were to get way, way down, what can we do? What sad, pathetic last resort are we left with? It might look something like this.
So one of the ideas behind this curved hallway is to cut down on the line of sight of an active shooter. And then to further cut down the line of sight of an active shooter, we installed these wing walls. And it also provides a place for students to hide behind if there's a threat down at the other end of the hallway.
And this won't look like this eventually. There'll be furniture in here, right? This is a comfortable place.
Yes, this has been designed to be a learning corridor. This is a learning space. And so there'll be technology kiosks in places like this. Yeah. There'll be relaxed seating around, similar to a college commons area.
Are you trying to de-emphasize the security aspect?
Absolutely. When students come to school, I don't want them to have to worry about security. I want them to worry about learning.
I would also like that. So that's Kate Snow of NBC News. I got nothing against NBC News for previewing that they're building schools now to make it marginally harder for a mass shooter. But that is, I mean, how pathetic is our country? How pathetic is our government that that's what we're doing?
And so this is happening in construction in schools, however long this is gonna take. And then we have to consider how many times other shootings may happen in that time frame. And this is, again, one school. This is gonna be the set in place to put differentiating walls up and throughout, I mean, whether like the cascading corridors of walls up so the shooter has a harder shot. And how many schools? So which privileged schools get this level of construction and change? And number two, what about when the children decide to walk outside? Because this is still America. When you're outside and the trees are there and then there's some shooters there. Maybe they go to a concert, maybe they go to a restaurant, maybe they go to a festival. It doesn't matter because this is happening everywhere. So when we focus on it being just in schools, and we're gonna protect our children from this gun violence. Children are not only in schools. An 17-month-old baby was shot down in Odessa, Texas over the weekend. She's not in school yet, but she was shot anyway in her mouth. So it's cool, I hear you, but my first point is this isn't gonna spread to every school, so which kids are gonna still continue to be unsafe? And then after they leave school, then what do we do?
Yeah, and even if it's not gonna spread to every school, there's thousands of schools, but even if it did, like I've talked about before on the show, if you were to sketch out the timeline, a person is gonna shoot up a school, there's a threat to a school, you have all this time to do something about it with regulations, laws, interventions for the individual. We're ceding all that ground all the way from this kid's got a mild problem that could someday turn into violence. We're giving up on that. We're giving up all the way to he's got his assault rifle, he's in the hallway, let's make it curved a little bit. So we've ceded all that territory. Now it's like, well, you can hide behind this little like wall that comes out. So that's pathetic. That's, again, it's like a civilization committing suicide. It's like we can't handle this. We're not responsible. We're not adults. We're gonna put a little wall out. That's what you got, youth of America. If he's coming at you with a shotgun and an assault rifle, we're gonna give you a little like thing that comes out like this. That's the best we can do, honestly, because that little wall doesn't cut into the profits of gun manufacturers. Actually doing something about the fact that all of these killers seem to agree that having an assault rifle is the best way to kill as many people as possible. We're not gonna do anything about that, you've got this, that's what you've got.
And you know what, you said you didn't want to fault NBC News for doing this report. I also don't necessarily want to fault the companies that now find an opportunity to make money off of our killing spree the way we do in this country. So, you know, if you're a construction company, you may pitch this to schools, be like, are you worried about the violence? Do you want to protect your students? Or the family's worried, hey, we can install this kind of corridor wall construction, give us this money for it. We can put in these steel doors with 12 bolts that shoot out. That'll cost you $6,000. You ready? So the opportunity to continue to be the #1 thing in this country, which is a capitalist, at the peril of people who don't have the same capabilities or I guess companies put in place Because we know how our capitalism actually benefits companies first. If you can benefit off of this, go ahead and do it, and that's what's happening now.
Yeah, and we're going to see more of that. Let's go through. There's just some things you've probably seen some of these before, but how else are we protecting kids other than the little wall? Well, a Jewish school in Brooklyn is installing bullet-resistant doors in the wake of mass shootings, so the doors will be a little bit stronger. And hell, I understand. I guess like if that's what you've been left with, if you've been so abandoned by those in a position of power to protect you, then you might have to get some bullet-resistant doors. And on the other side of those doors, you might have kids with bulletproof backpacks because those sales have been surging. And you know what? They're making bulletproof clipboards. And maybe the doors on the kids' little cubbies, where they put their little bag in the morning, maybe we can have those removable, and that'll be bulletproof so that the kid can hide behind their cubby door, because that is our country.
Yep, that's the way it works. Hey, bulletproof diapers, because your kid's not in
good
school
idea.
yet. Maybe it's a toddler. They need to. The opportunity to make money off of tragedy is the American way. And we're doing it again. Again, I'm not necessarily faulting them, because if you have your kid in a position where they can possibly be harmed, you'll do anything to protect them. You'll be like, sure, I'll buy that bulletproof backpack. And you'll forget, damn it, I have to buy a bulletproof backpack. Instead of going, hey, what are we gonna do about the fact that I need to buy my child a bulletproof backpack? We skip that step.
And the amazing thing is that at the same time that look, there are Democrats as well that are getting money from the NRA, and hopefully some of them will lose in primaries later this year or early next year. But we know that it's mostly the Republicans, and it's mostly the Republicans who also both want and have the reputation as we're the ones who will protect you. We're the responsible ones. We're the alpha males, not those bleeding heart libs. We'll protect you, not from guns. You're gonna get shot. Like imagine when Miami starts to get flooded in a couple of decades. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm a serious politician. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy everyone a Roomba that's gonna suck up some of the water that's flooding into their living room. Or imagine if there were like packs of tigers rampaging through Baltimore. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give everybody a stapler so when you get all scratched up, you can staple the wound shut. You know what? Because I'm a responsible politician and I'll protect you. Not like these damn libs who wanna get rid of the tigers, who wanna stop the oceans from rising. That's irresponsible, that's crazy. I'm gonna Roomba and staple you up. That's what I'm gonna do. They're building little walls. It's curved slightly. And by the way, you saw the video. Ain't that curved? You can see down the whole thing. How is that gonna protect anyone?
Assault rifle, assault weapon you're running through the school with. Take some turns, shoot on, I don't know.
It will work if he has his assault rifle and his feet are stapled to the ground. So maybe you can use your tiger stapler and you can staple his feet to the ground and then he can't move down the curved hallway.
This is a good startup company.
This is a good, yeah, I'm gonna make some money. This is, God, we are so pathetic. Here on the Damage Report, we talk a lot about the big banks and their ways of getting rich off the poor. They saturate the market, but there are other options. And I've got info on a socially and environmentally responsible financial institution that has no ATM fees, gives you cash back on every purchase. They even commit 10% of their earnings to charity. It's called Aspiration, and if you go to aspiration.com/TYT to sign up, you'll get these perks, and that's more money to spend or to save or to spend. Just treat yourself.